I was lucky. When I was younger, I was lucky enough to have a dad, a father that was in my life. My parents were together. Really, fuck, dude, I was so lucky. I don't know about you guys. If you have fathers, what an incredible thing they are. And especially one that encourages you, that lifts you up, not one that is an alcoholic. My dad would tell me stories about his father. He would run in front of the TV and his dad would beat him. And he said he had a tough time. So I think by him having kids, he was like, I'm going to show my kid the opposite of what my father showed me. And that's huge for us, man. It's like when you have kids, that's your opportunity to give to them what your parents never gave to you. I never really look at it like that. It's like you have the ability to take this perfect thing, in a sense, and keep it perfect and give it what it needs that you never got. You know you need it, and it's like, man, I'm so thankful that I had that. And if I didn't have that, I just know I would be different, because the father is the first man in your life that is telling you that you can do it. He's telling you, you can go out and you can hit that ball, man. You can go out and you can accomplish anything. I think a lot of you guys, I don't know about your life, there's a lot of you though that don't have fathers. Look at the statistics nowadays. It's crazy, the divorce rate. I think it's 50%, it might be higher. But the amount of dads that leave their children from a young age. I mean, first you have that mother to nurture you, to bring you up, and then you have this dad that you see, I mean, literally the king energy. He is the first king in your life. He has reign over the household. The young prince that you are, the young boy, and you learn so much from your dad. So good or bad, you're either encouraged or you feel downtrodden as you get older because he wasn't there for you. And I think it's important for us to look back at our childhood. Maybe one of the reasons we're scared to talk to people is because our dads were insecure. He was insecure himself. He was afraid of what people thought about him. Maybe we never had his blessing to go forth and talk to girls, or blessing to go and start a new business. And so as we get older, we usually get away from our fathers. We leave home. Our father dies. Something happens. He divorces our mother. He leaves, and we no longer have that king energy in our life. So it is taken upon ourselves. It's like, now that we're here, who do we have? Well, maybe you're lucky enough to have a close family, brothers, sisters. Maybe you're lucky enough to have church, some sort of communion between people, a fellowship gathering. Maybe you have a sports team that you play on, a group of men. Maybe you have a tight-knit group of friends that are, in a sense, doing good stuff, have good habits, building you up. But maybe you have nothing. Maybe you no longer have that closer relationship with your father. Maybe he's getting old. And so your father tells you, son, like my father would tell me, you have all this potential. And he would tell me when I'm fucking up. He would tell me, you're playing too many video games. You gotta put them down for a little bit. There's great things to be done. He was completely honest with me. He was like, you want to be a bodybuilder, Elijah? You really want to be like Arnold? You got to start hitting your legs, them little chicken legs, man. And I for some reason never could take that message. It's like he knew that I had potential in areas of life, and he would put me back on that narrow road when he would see me falling. That's the job of a father. It's like the master steersman of the young boy's life, the captain of the ship. And when he sees you going off course, it's like, come back gently, come back, my son. And there's a time in your life that you divorce that, and you have to be the master steersman, all right, of your life, of your soul. And unless you have some really good direction or awareness, some consciousness to how you are functioning, living in life, you're going to go off very quick. You'll get caught up in drugs and video games and porn. You'll hang out with bad people. You'll hang out with average people. okay with complete average, and you won't question it. Like stepping into a chlorine pool and you come out, you smell a little bit about chlorine. It's like that's your friend group. You're tinged by it. So you get so used to it. You don't have anyone to pat your back. Here you go. A couple things. Reading will do that. I think if you're reading different books, philosophy, the great philosopher Seneca's like, look, man, use your fucking time wisely. Get back on the track. So we have this father figure through books and in the stories, the messages they contain. And we have to be aware of ourselves to like, look, this is where you're messing up this week. This week you're eating too much junk. You're messing your body up. You're not in your studies like you should. You have so much potential. You're going to graduate. You're going to get this job. You're going to live a fantastic life, but you got to like sacrifice now. You got to commit to the studies. But we're alone so much. So much we're alone. And it's easy for the story in our head, this narrative that we tell ourselves, like I'm very good, I found out, at lying to myself. Very good. And it's only until I try to be honest, and I who knows how much I lie to myself even now, but I guess if you try and tell the truth with yourself, you'll be like, okay, this is probably not the best thing that I should be doing. It's tough. We don't have a lot of friends, I think. I don't have a lot of friends. There's not a lot of tight-knit groups anymore. Maybe. But friends that you're not just getting wasted with, you're not just playing poker with, you're not just going out to the bars. It's like you need other men, dude. That's how we start to change the world, I think. By coming together in a close... Women too, but I think that women should have this for themselves, but a man should have that close fellowship between other men. Because you can talk about things that only a man can relate to, the demons that you've wrestled with, and the crazy stuff you've had to deal with being a male. It's almost like going to communion. It's like repenting your sins to the priest. Because once you go to confession, it's like once you're in that box, you're telling him, this is what I did wrong this week. This is how I messed up. I'm aware of it. And when you're aware of it, you can fix it. If you're too alone, if you don't have anything, man, it's a bad place to be. You don't have friends that are going to point out where you're wrong. You don't have that father that's going to tell you, son, get your shit together. Get your act in line. You have so much more potential. Guys, you got so much more potential than you think. I want to be that friend for you. I want to be that guy, however many miles away I may be, but like, if you can have that in your life, people around you that are you could call them your mates, your shipmates, right? They're the crew. They're part of your tribe. The goal of the tribe is to make sure that everyone's going, that no one's getting left behind. Everyone's sort of going towards this in this life together. Like, we're supporting each other. And by doing that, you figure out, okay, I see where I need to correct myself. I see where there's a little bit of dirt I need to sweep away. And you talk about ideas. You talk about things that need to be changed. You talk about, I don't know how to change the world. Who does? There's so much stuff going on. We got ISIS. I know Trump's our president. I don't know how that's going. So I'm pretty ignorant, to be honest, when it comes to the world. I don't know too much. We have a lot of shit we're dealing with. Global warming. It's hot one day, it's cold the next. The water's rising, the ice is melting. I can only see it as if we begin to come together. Individually, you're strong. You can be, but man, you come together. You have this mastermind of men. You guys seek that. I'm seeking that. I'm building one. 6 to 12, maybe 15 guys. Guys, it's like got to be a once a week thing. You're meeting together. You're talking. You're asking hard questions. You're talking. Talk about money. See how everyone lights up. See how they put their head down. See how emotional people get. Talk about women. Talk about sex. Talk about work, career. Talk about everything and anything. and see how the consciousness comes together, the power that you have. See the motivation that you get. Man, I've had some good talks with men. Some of the best days of my young childhood was when I was spending the time with my dad at the flea markets with all of his friends, buying and selling all his junk. The times at the church when we would meet up for men's group Bible study and prayer, and we would just walk around, and afterwards we'd all go out to eat. A fantastic communion. And to get away from that has sort of hurt. And I think with that going unnoticed, under the radar, I don't know. I need it. You need it. We need it. And I don't think we pay enough attention to the importance of it. So I've noticed with some of my friends, it's a competitive game. Who's doing the best? Who's got the hottest girl? Let's get together and let's just get drunk. It's like, no, that's not. Let's talk. Let's sit in a circle. Let's talk about the hardness of life. Let's wake each other up. Life, the really sad thing about life is when it gets too routine. And that's when you start getting unhappy. When it starts getting routine and you start getting in your head where no one's relating to you. It's like, I'm the only one going through this. That's what therapy does. It's like shows a person that you're not the only one going through this. And for some people, that's exactly what you need, is someone to tell you, you're not the only one that feels like you can't accomplish anything. Everyone feels like that. A lot of people feel like that. You're not the only one that feels sad, downtrodden, like everything's dark. The world's, it's like there's other people that go through that same thing. And to hear that wakes you up. Now you can focus on other things. So there you go, guys. Saturday. It's Saturday's the day where I feel a pull to be with other people. Why do we go out? Right? We want that interaction. We get introverted during the week. It's very easy. You go to work, your routine, you come back, you play your video games, you go to the gym, right? You're introverted. The weekend comes, it's like everyone's out. I want to be out. I feel the pull to be out. You want to get out there. You want to connect. You got to make an effort. Be the catalyst. I think it's going to be on our shoulders to make the change, to gather the troops. Seriously, man. We got it on a line. Let's do it in real life. So, guys, I love you. Saturday night. Feeling great. It's going to be a nice night. If you haven't already, check out the Monk Mode Facebook tribe. One of the questions was, how do we go about, I'm going out tonight, any tips for seduction or picking up girls? And there was like 70 comments within an hour. It was awesome. Join us on there. That's our own little online tribe. I'll leave you a link down below. Be blessed, guys. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you soon. Peace.